In this video, I'm going to tell you guys what I believe to be the most underrated weapon from each weapon class in Fortnite. These are just those weapons that to me never got the love they deserved and honestly fly under the radar, right? If you were to ask people what's the best weapon in, let's say, the assault rifle weapon class, they're likely not going to say these weapons, but maybe they should because honestly, they are criminally underrated. Let me know in the comment section of this video if you want to see me talk about the most overrated weapon from each weapon class. Be sure to use code TYFRYZ in the Fortnite item shop when you get the chance, and yeah, let's get right into this video. Alrighty, we are going to begin with the assault rifle class, and it is by far the biggest class of weapons we have in Fortnite history, and right away, I'm gonna go with Meowscles rifle. So this is a weapon that I feel like doesn't get the love it deserves for a couple of main reasons. I feel like, first of all, the season that it was mainly in, right? Chapter 2, Season 2 was one of the most stacked seasons loophole-wise that it really feels like Meowscles Mythic Rifle just didn't get the chance, right? And no, I'm not here saying that it's better than Brutus's minigun or Sky's assault rifle or Midas's drum gun, right? Those are literally three of the best weapons we have ever seen in this game, so of course, this weapon never really stood a chance, but that doesn't mean that this is a bad weapon. In fact, it's actually really good, and I'm a culprit of this, right? Like, I definitely do not give this weapon the love it deserves, but think about it, 44 damage a shot. That's the same as the legendary infantry rifle, a weapon that people hold in super high regards. And not to mention, this weapon is fully auto, and yes, it does have terrible bloom, but it's got first shot accuracy, so literally, you just tap fire this thing, you're good. This assault rifle hits like an absolute truck, and in the grand scheme of Fortnite assault rifles, do people consider this one to be, you know, one of the best ever? I don't think so. But I feel like as we get more and more assault rifles, I start to realize how good Meowscles Pow Pow rifle was. We have moved on to the shotgun class, and for me, this was actually pretty easy. I'm gonna go with the Sovereign Shotgun from Chapter 5, Season 4. So I feel like the Sovereign Shotgun is a really interesting one, and you're gonna see this trend throughout this video where you've got weapons that were just overshadowed by literally some of the best weapons of all time that just happened to be out at the same time as these weapons. And that's obviously the case with the Sovereign Shotgun, right? Because no way were you gonna take this weapon over the Gatekeeper Shotgun, but think about it today, right? If the Sovereign Shotgun was in legitimately like almost any other Fortnite season, it would be a contender for the best shotgun in that season. Like, I think to Chapter 6, Season 3, right? Yeah, of course, look, the Sentinel Pump Shotgun is going to be the best, but if you were to throw the Sovereign in this meta, yeah, I think it's probably the second best shotgun in the game right now. And think about it, right? In the legendary version, you are doing 101 damage to the body for a weapon that's essentially like a pump tack hybrid, right? That's actually really good, and you can put out some serious damage with this weapon. I think it's underrated, and honestly, the only other two shotguns for me that could have fit into this category are the Infiltrator Pump or the Prime Shotgun, but I think the Sovereign is a fair shout here. I'm not saying it's a great shotgun, but it's better than I think a lot of people, including myself, give it credit for. We are on the SMG category now. This was such an easy pick for me. It's the Primal SMG. Look, I hate Chapter 2, Season 6, but I say it every time I talk about this weapon. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me say it. This is a weapon that is so criminally underrated in the grand scheme of Fortnite SMGs, and we're never going to see it again, right? Unless they, you know, try and like remaster Chapter 2, Season 6, which at that point, I'm quitting YouTube, guys. Sorry about it. But this is genuinely a weapon that should be considered like a top tier SMG, I think. In case you didn't know, this weapon has the same DPS as the legendary compact SMG, right? This weapon is also considerably more accurate than that one, and you also get 35 bullets before you have to reload. I mean, this weapon is really, really good. And I hate talking nice about Chapter 2, Season 6 because I literally hate almost everything in that season. But this weapon could be taken out of Chapter 2, Season 6 and thrown into the game today and actually be usable, which is not something you can say about literally almost every other weapon in that season. Another category that was honestly surprisingly difficult for me was the pistol category, and I'm going to go with the tac pistol from Chapter 4, but I think you could definitely throw the sidearm pistol from Chapter 3 in here as well. Maybe even the shadow tracker. I mean, a lot of people know that weapon's already good, so don't know if you could qualify that weapon as being underrated. Look, I know a lot of people understand that the tactical pistol is a serviceable weapon, right? I mean, there were pros even using it during the competitive scene in Chapter 4, Season 1. I get it, but I don't think people understand truly how good this pistol was. And if you guys follow me on Twitter, by the way, go follow me there. I'm at TYFRYZ. I said that I believe this is the most underrated weapon in Fortnite history. This is a pistol we are talking about that will genuinely outgun SMGs at close range, right? Like, but it has the accuracy to still compete with like assault rifle ranges, right? Obviously, you know, you're going to be reloading this thing every single second, but especially when you pair it with a couple of really good augments, this weapon becomes an absolute tank. I'm telling you, I will die on the hill that this is one of the best pistols in Fortnite history. And look, if you wanted to walk up to me and tell me, hey, the tac pistol is the best pistol in Fortnite history and just walk away, I'd be like, hey, you know what? This guy's actually not that crazy. Alrighty, next we are moving on to the marksman rifle category, and yeah, I'm gonna make this one really quick. Yeah, I do think it's the thermal DMR, but I honestly don't think any of the marksman rifles are underrated. I think they are all properly rated as being painfully mid or decent, besides the IQA11, right? That's the exception. That thing's unbelievable. But you know what? The thermal DMR is serviceable, right? It's got like almost no recoil, a very, very fast fire rate, right? Like you can just fire bullets off this thing, great damage, and I really do like how you can toggle on and off the thermal scope. Like I just said, I don't think any of the marksman rifles are really underrated. I don't like this class of weapon whatsoever. If I had to pick one and be like, yeah, you know what, people don't give this weapon enough love, I would probably pick the thermal DMR. Moving on to my favorite category of Fortnite weapons, it's the sniper rifles, and this was a home run, easy pick for me. It's the semi-auto sniper rifle. This weapon is underrated because people still remember the Chapter 1 version of this weapon where it was horrible, literally the worst sniper we had ever seen. But that's not the case anymore. The semi-auto sniper is genuinely a top 5 sniper in Fortnite history, and it feels crazy to say that because, yeah, at one point this thing was so bad, but with the buffs they've given it, it is so good now. And I don't think people still are grasping their head around the fact that this is a top 5 sniper rifle we've ever seen, maybe even top 3, just going straight by the numbers. 10 bullets in a magazine, a 1-shot to the body in the blue rarity, a 1-shot headshot as well. I mean, look, this thing's better than the heavy sniper, right? Like, I'm just gonna say it, but you gotta stop living in the past because this thing, I would rather pick it up than the heavy sniper, than the bolt action sniper. And those are two weapons that at one point were considered the best snipers of all time. I will say, I think you could also throw the Storm Scout sniper in this category, but obviously you're getting significantly less body shot damage there. I think people understand, right, like the utility with the, you know, being able to see the next storm is very valuable. But yeah, as you can tell, I'm very passionate about sniper rifles, and I think this thing deserves the love that I'm giving it in this video. Moving on to the bow category of weapons, and again, another one where I feel like all the bows are pretty properly rated. A weapon that I kind of forgot even existed is actually the grappler bow. This was introduced as an exotic in, I believe, Chapter 2, Season 6, was it? Maybe Chapter 2, Season 5. No, it was definitely Chapter 2, Season 6, and the grappler bow is just an all-around really good bow, right? I mean, obviously, you get the mobility with the actual grappler itself, but you can also pair that with something like, I don't know, a pump shotgun, and combine those two together, you've got a really good dual weapon combo. By the way, I just made a video talking about the best dual weapon combo, so go check that one out. Shameless plug there. And you can one-shot headshot, which is, you know, pretty typical for most bows. So I don't think this bow is like anything crazy, but if I had a line of all the Fortnite bows in history, this is probably within like my probably like top 5, top 6. And you know what? I don't think it's ridiculous to say that. Like, this weapon was only in the game for one season, besides coming back in, I believe, Chapter 4, Season 1. So yeah, that's my pick for the bow category. Now we go to the launcher category, and my pick is going to be the grenade launcher, but no, not the regular grenade launcher, the one that shoots impact grenades, or basically impact grenades. It bounces one time and then explodes. This was one of the best changes to a Fortnite weapon that I think has ever happened. While yes, the regular grenade launcher definitely has its use cases, it's just so inconsistent with actually being able to hit somebody that I feel like making it shoot impact grenades was just an inevitable change that had to happen, especially when you see launchers like the sticky grenade launcher or the RPG that are just so considerably better than the regular grenade launcher. Yeah, they had to make a change, and they did, and I think it was a great one. While yes, you are getting significantly less damage in the regular grenade launcher, being able to shoot 6 grenades and have them all explode directly where you want them is insane, and the only reason why this thing's underrated is because honestly, a lot of people don't even know that this change even happened. People just remember the old grenade launcher and forget that in Chapter 3, yeah, it was changed to impact grenades. And that's because this weapon in its impact grenade form has not been in the game for years and years. But you know what? Here I am on YouTube spreading the gospel, right? I'm spreading the news. The impact grenade launcher is very good. And our final weapon category for this video is the melee weapons. And yeah, while I'm not a big fan of this weapon category, I am a big fan of Shuri's Black Panther claws. These things are in the wrong season. That's all I have to say. They were in the wrong season. These weapons were not appreciated enough because firstly, this was a horrible season to be a melee weapon in, considering everybody was flying in midair. A melee weapon was never going to work. And secondly, War Machine's hover jets were the goated mobility item, so why would you ever use Shory's Black Panther claws for your mobility item. I'm telling you guys, if you put Shory's Black Panther claws in another Fortnite season, they would be the best mobility item in that season. And not to mention, they do damage, right? I mean, look at melee items like Sub-Zero's combat kit, right? That melee weapon is absolutely terrible. I know that has nothing to do with Shory's Black Panther claws, but I just want an excuse to dog on those weapons again. When these are kinetically charged, they are absolutely unstoppable for mobility, and as soon as you get in someone's box, just give them a couple of slashes and they're gonna die. And yeah, I think they're criminally underrated, as you can tell. Alright guys, I hope you did go on to enjoy this video. Again, please be sure to let me know in the comment section if you want to see me do the most overrated weapon from each weapon class, because I'm telling you, that video would definitely bring in the views. If you did go on to enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing and joining the community we have here. I'd love to have you join us and be a part of the mission for 100,000 subscribers on this channel. With that all being said, guys, as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.